Everyone, welcome back to the Business Spotlight podcast here with Action Coach Northwest. I am your host, Lauren, and today we have Paige of Driftwood Events here to chat all things business. Hello, Paige. I'm super excited to have you on, and I always like to start these off by asking how your business began. Tell me the story.
Yes, it's kind of a crazy story. If you would have asked me 10 years ago if I was going to own a business, I would tell you absolutely not. That's not what I want to do in my life. But here I am 5 years in. So I actually started in the middle of COVID. I know, wedding planning and because why not? So I was a wedding planner in Texas and I got furloughed because of COVID. And so I moved back home, which was Spokane, Coeur d'Alene area. And I couldn't find a wedding planning job for obvious reasons. And I was working as a waitress at a country club, and one of my other servers was like, well, I'm getting married at Schweitzer. Do you want to launch a business and help me plan my wedding and kind of see what happens? And I was like, sure, why not? And it took off. My first season in 21, I had 25 weddings, and then it just went up from there. Yeah, and now we're a team of 7, and we do almost 60 weddings and events in a year. Yeah.
Paige, no way. That is
incredible. I know, it's crazy.
Holy cow. Wow. Yeah. That is so impressive. Well, congratulations. That is amazing. You. Wow. Kind of looking back, if you had to start from square one in business, what would you do differently?
My biggest thing is my name, my business name. I changed my name 3.5 times because I know it's, I'll explain that. When I first started, it was just my first and last name. And then but I didn't think that I was going to grow into a whole team. I thought it was going to be just me, just doing something I love. And so then I changed it to Paige & Co. Events because I had one other girl who was also taking on weddings. So I kind of wanted to show that I was expanding. And then people still kept asking for me only for their day. And I really wanted to kind of take my name off of it and kind of show all of my girls because all my other girls are just as good as me, if not better. So it was really important for me to change to Driftwood. And then I was Driftwood Point Events, and people kept thinking it was a venue, which my grandma warned me about. And so this last year, we're officially Driftwood Event Planning.
Well, you have popped off in the last 5 years. What have some of your biggest learnings been as an employer since you started?
I was very oblivious and blind, I would say. I thought owning a business, I was going to be able to do weddings only, and it was going to be easy breezy. It has not been easy breezy, and it's not been only weddings. I do the taxes now and help with the bookkeeping and managing a team and, the invoicing and all of the things that are not weddings, but I wouldn't change any of it. It's been a blast, and I have learned so much. I think I've seen a lot of people that, that's most common to fail in your first 5 years. And I think it's from people who exactly what I did, and maybe they're not willing to learn, and they realize how much craziness it is owning a business because it's not easy.
No, not at all. Well, kind of going into that, what are some common misconceptions about running a business, and how do you address them?
You start your business because you have a passion for something and you want to focus on that, and then not realizing all of the other aspects that are incorporated into that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so you have expanded exponentially. What do you attribute your growth to?
Yeah, this is going to be really weird to say, but right when I started, I was actually going through a divorce. And so my goal was to not be sad and to take that experience and put it into something else. And so instead of dwelling on the sadness, my goal was to say yes to absolutely everything that came my way. And so I think that's how I was so successful my first year, was because anything that came my way, even if it was a free job or someone asking for a discount, don't do that anymore. But, or if someone wanted to, network with me and, grab a drink or grab coffee or go to a networking event, I think that would be my biggest thing, is just saying yes to everything and being positive and not dwelling on the negative.
I love that so much. No, that's kind of where I'm at too right now, of like saying yes. And I'm calling it my fisherman summer. I'm like, I just want to network, meet as many people, and cast a wide net, and then see what happens. And it's been so fun. I'm getting to meet so many cool women in Spokane.
I love too. It was just, meeting others and just kind of hearing their life story and how they got to where they are now.
It's so fun because I think I'm nosy at my course. I'm like, tell me everything.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, with business and everything, can get pretty chaotic at times. How do you balance your personal life with the demands of running a business?
That is honestly something I struggle with a lot. My personal life during wedding season, so wedding seasons from May to October, definitely takes a back seat. But luckily, I now have an amazing husband that's extremely supportive. And kind of my goal is to work my booty off these over the last 5 years and then one more year, and then kind of take more of a backseat and focus on growing our family. That's kind of right now, I'm like trying to maybe not have a good work-life balance. So come the next few years, I can have a better work-life balance, but I gotta work now. So my goal for next year is to kind of take more of a step back so I can have better at that, or a better work-life balance, and then expand my team even more so they can take on more responsibilities in order for me to do that.
Love that. Speaking of, what qualities do you look for in employees, and how do you foster a positive and productive work environment?
Yes, the two biggest qualities that are important to me is a good work ethic and positive attitude. On a wedding day, especially, we are working around 12 hours and we are on our feet for about 26,000 steps is our average. So being able to get through that and have a positive attitude is very important. And then fostering a good work environment. I'm all about building teams and relationships within our group. So I try to have at least 3 get-togethers a season to make sure everyone's still in good spirits. And it's easier when you're working with your best friend on wedding day rather than someone you barely know.
I love that. That's such a good little quote there. So kind of looking ahead, I know we looked in a year into the future, but where do you see yourself in 5 years, and any words of advice for other business owners who are looking to grow their businesses?
In 5 years, I want to have at least like maybe 10 planners under me and then 20 assistants under them, and be able to do more things within the event industry. So expanding into more of event staffing, because that's something that's a big pain point in our area, is table and chair setup and busing. It's something we run into a lot. So being able to offer that as a service to our clients, we're not quite there yet. And then advice for people that are growing their business, staying positive and being willing to work a lot, because it takes a lot of hours to build a business, and then not giving up. I gave up twice in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
The first time, but I also couldn't at the same time, because in wedding world, you're booking out a year to sometimes a year and a half in advance. So I stopped booking, but I still had 10 weddings on the books for the following year. And then after those 10 weddings, I realized that I still loved it. And so now here we are. So don't give up.
Yeah, that's so important. And to kind of round it all out, what question should I be asking you that I haven't yet?
Yeah, I think something that's really big is what I see success as at the beginning versus now. It's something that I've thought a lot about, because when I first started, success to me was being booked and doing weddings all the time. And I've reached that, which I love and is great, but I never feel like I reached it, because every year success to me changes. So right now, with 5 years in, I see success as being able to have that personal work-life balance, because I don't think I have that right now. And then being able to have other girls or guys, just typically girls in the wedding industry, who have the same passion as I do for weddings, and being able to take their passion and grow it into something like a career for them.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Awesome. Wow. Thank you so much, Paige. I really appreciate your time. And to our followers, be sure to check out Driftwood events below and come back for more of our business spotlights.